Really? Yes. Really?
Hello guys, and welcome to another Hangout with Ged Skeptic. And what a weekend that was, wasn't it? It was all quiet in the flat earth front, listening to Bob, drifting off to sleep, listening to Bob and his pyramids. And I've seen Antonio leave a link to his Hangout. And oh my God, is this real, guys? Is this just another setup? Because I think this could be just another big publicity stunt by Antonio. We've seen that daytime, nighttime. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is real. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. But I've never... This is probably the first time I've seen Antonio being human. I actually started feeling sorry for the guy. He actually told all the truths about himself that we've not heard before, like properly. I didn't know if he was a father. He admitted he's on the dole. He's in a wee flat. We seen the human side of Antonio last night, and I quite like that. Still don't know whether I believe him or not. I'm still waiting to hear Patricia's side. This is unbelievable. This must be the drama. When they were talking about the Flat Earth reality TV show, this must be it. Guys, we must be in it. They must be watching us. They must be taking all the best footage, and they're just going to slash it together and put it on a big station, I think. That was unreal. And a lot of it was quite funny, and I could imagine it as well. Like, I could just imagine when Antonio was saying his oven was on fire, or his oven was smoking, and Patricia was just standing there. And I could imagine that. It was so funny. And then Martin coming on crying. Oh my God. And then admitting he smokes 20 joints a day. Oh God, Martin. You just dig a deeper and deeper grave for yourself. It's unbelievable. And then you heard, I seen Chris Truthseeker. He came on and he seemed quite a clear voice in the chaos, but and he's right. Patricia's got this spell on these guys, and it's a certain group of guys. It must be these loner type, like they've got ex-wives. It's always ex, my ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife. When you hear them speaking, I was going to speak about Trump and Hillary. They two psychopaths, but I think these two psychopaths are more interesting. We know these two psychopaths. Well, we think we do. But that was hilarious last night, I've got to say. And I couldn't get enough of it. And anyone out there in the flat earth that wasn't enjoying that last night, that wasn't hanging on the edge of your seat, waiting to hear the next big bombshell, you're liars. You're liars. We all loved that shit. We all loved it. It was great. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Antonio could be totally making all this up. And as far as we know, maybe he's done something really outrageous to Patricia, and this is him trying to get out there first before she drops a big bombshell, or Nathan drops a bombshell on him. But some of the things that were said were outrageous. Like, to be on public, to say these things, that's why I think it could be true. It might be true. It might be true. Saying that Patricia was demanding sex and all that, that's crazy. That was crazy. And the phone, I wouldn't say that was a psychopath. I think he named his video wrong. She doesn't sound like a psychopath. She sounds like a typical woman that's just all about herself. They're everywhere. Not all women are psychopaths. A lot of women are selfish, because I think a lot of women have this, and I'm not being misogynist or chauvinistic or whatever, but I just think a lot of women have this instinct to find a partner to build a nest and stuff. And that doesn't make them psychopathic. That makes them territorial. Women can be territorial, and if your phone's going off and something on that phone's threatening their territory, maybe they will do something. But I wouldn't say it was a psychopath. That was a bit strong, to say the least. That's why I've downloaded the video, just in case Patricia gets it taken off. But I'm going to go over the video with you guys, because we have to. I've wrote down the minutes, For the best parts, the parts that made me laugh. And he threw Nathan under the bus. I noticed the absence, the absence of Antonio and Nathan's hangouts. And I knew there was a wee break up there, but I didn't think that was because something to do with views or anything like that. But we all know that Nathan's in it for the adverts and the money. I'll not put adverts in this hangout, no way. I don't know. The way I see it, sitting in front of the camera speaking, it's not, you should be rewarded for that. If you make a video and you put a lot of time and effort, like producing it, editing it, you use software. But this stuff here is free. This is free. You shouldn't monetize it. You shouldn't monetize Hangouts because it's just a conversation. It's just people sitting having a conversation. There's no real effort going into it. So you'll never see adverts on my Hangouts or vlogs or anything like that. If I make a good production video, one day I might put an advert on it, but these people are all about making 8-hour hangouts, so that in an 8-hour hangout they can put like 40 adverts in it. It's crazy because I was going to start a hangout after the Globebusters, and I was just sitting watching Globebusters. Actually, I was drifting off because it was really boring, and I was just thinking of topics, and I had like, I was going to talk about dichotomies and false dichotomies and how the word dichotomy gets used a lot when there's no dichotomy. There's actually trichotomies. There's so many variables that we always see black or white. They always split things into two. It's either black or white, and I've heard a lot of this lately, and it sounds new agey as well. This like half and half, this yin and yang, and fair enough, you do have like half and half, but when it comes to like light and darkness, there's no such thing as light and dark. Darkness is just the absence of light. And same with heat, hot and cold. When something's cold, it's just got the absence of heat, so there's not really a dichotomy. But people think there is. So that this whole dichotomy shit gets used a lot in flat earth, and it's the psychological, because you start splitting things in your mind, and the whole power of the word, then analogies. Like when people make analogies, I remember like Mark Sargent's clues, like he made some good analogies and they were powerful. You could watch a whole 2-hour video and not really remember much of it. You remember you were influenced, but the things that usually stick in your mind in a certain video is an analogy. Like the ant on the runway when the plane lands on the runway, or the animal reaching the fence and it knows its boundaries, so it goes away. But humans want to explore, and it's all these analogies, and they're powerful. Analogies used properly are very powerful, and you need to watch them. And they can be used poorly as well. The Morgile, he used an analogy the other week there, talking about how trolls attack them, and he used the analogy like, if I don't like baseball, I wouldn't watch baseball, especially not retarded baseball. He was trying to use an analogy, and it was just poorly done. But these people, that's how they use strategy. It's like, it's a way to drag you in. I used to get dragged in by the analogies. So watch out for analogies. They use them quite a lot. Anyway, back to the old fucking Pat and Ant. And so I'll get to the video. We'll have a wee watch, guys. Just get to the screen sharing. Sorry about this, guys.
No.
Right. Got his video up. And before I play this, Antonio, you can't hit me with a copyright strike. I'm using this as a fair use. This is used under scrutiny, also used under satire, and I'm not going to monetize it, so try and hit me with a copyright strike. You seen what happened to Pat? Anyway, right, let's play this.
It is why we are inspired by works. It's going to be tedious going back and forth. Let's say you were living with a woman and you had a fever and you were in bed, you'd set your alarm for noon, and you had another alarm which is always on, permanently on. It's the alarm for you to go and collect your children from school, which is set at, sorry, somebody's, right, thanks guys for listening. I thought this sounds working all right. Okay,
That's fair enough. He sets his alarm to remind him to pick up his kids. Myself, I wouldn't set an alarm because I would know. I would just know what time to go and pick up my kid. But this is fair enough. So he sets an alarm to remind him to go and pick up his kids. So what happens next?
This is my alarm clock, my phone. Okay, I have an alarm which is continuously, permanently set. Okay, you might not be able to see. No, yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay, I have an alarm set at 2:45. This is because on 3 days of the week I have to collect my children from school. So 2:45 gives me enough time to put my paint away if I'm painting or if I'm visiting someone, to leave and go and collect the girls. The first one leaves school at 3:15. It gives me 30 minutes to get there. Okay.
I've got to admit, this is the most human, like I said before. I didn't really know much about Antonio, but in this one hangout, you probably found out more about Antonio than he has in all his hangouts put together. Okay, and already we found out he's got kids. So that's going to be pretty stressful for him if Patricia's there and he's still got his kids coming round. They're going to be like, who the hell's this? This is a bit strange.
Okay, she's 5 minutes away from here, 10 minutes away from my nearest pal, 50 minutes away from the studio. So let's say you saw your alarm's going off, it's noon, you have a fever, and you put it on snooze, and it rings again and you put it on snooze, and then you open your eyes and you saw somebody who was living with you, like Patricia's there, like this, looking at your phone, doing something, and put the phone down and walk out. Okay, I assume she has switched off my noon alarm. Next thing that happens, that I'm aware of, my house phone, my landline, that phone back there, rings. It's the school. I'm 25 minutes late for my daughter. My alarm, which says, pick up the girls from school, kiss, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, had been switched off by Patricia Stay, who I saw like this, looking at my phone. Now, I tried to tell Nathan Oakley this, Patricia Stay was continuously here, and he can't hear straight. That's number one of somebody doing something that will require empathy.
Right, guys. So this is the first accusation that Patricia Stay is a psychopath because she was mucking about with his phone. Like I said, a lot of women are territorial. If they think something's threatening their space, they can be like that. I wouldn't say it's psychopathy. But he also says that Nathan couldn't hear straight. I think he meant like hear. I didn't really know what he meant by hear straight. When you usually use that term, it's see straight, but hear straight. So obviously he's tried to tell Nathan that it's not working, and it's maybe just falling on deaf ears because all Nathan's worried about is getting the views. So, aye, he accuses her of messing about with the phone. So it's not a massive accusation, but it is a bit strange. I would find it a bit strange if I woke up but that's not me. Anyway, where's the next good bit? I think he goes through this psychopathy video, and it's quite boring, that part, but when Martin comes in and starts crying, and it gets really good. It's really funny, actually. So where are we right now? 4:21. I think the next good bit is maybe 59 minutes in. Am I there? 12 minutes. I've noted 12 minutes for a reason.
Lacking passion for anything other than themselves, psychopaths can never penetrate beyond the surface of most knowledge. As a result, they exhibit a superficial.
Or maybe no. 59 minutes. Right, this is when it gets good.
I'm not doing this out of spite. I'm not doing this out of wounded ego or anything like that. It was me wanting her gone. Trust me. So.
No, she's already gone. So I think this could be a wee bit spiteful. I don't know why somebody would do this to somebody else that was meant to be friends with, and even if it didn't work out, and why do this? This could be a big publicity stunt, guys. This could be just all drama for the flat earth, because it's getting stale. Just like we were listening to Bob last night, and Antonio must have been listening to it going, oh, what the hell? Let's make something up to make it juicy again. Let's get people talking. There's been a lot of talk about campfires as well, if you've been listening lately. They're using this term a lot now, campfires. They're sitting over at that campfire, and we're at this campfire. Oh, Jesus, man, they just made a hell of a fucking lot of campfires last night. It split everybody, I think, because a lot of people took Antonio's side, surprisingly. And I've got to, I kind of resonate a wee bit with Antonio as well. I think he was just putting himself out there, but he put himself out there with that daytime, nighttime video, and he didn't care. So you've got to remember that, guys, that this guy threw that video without caring about the consequences. And maybe he's doing the same with this. Maybe he's just making another big fucking hoo-ha, not caring about the consequences. He just doesn't care. He'll lie just to cause drama. And maybe Nathan will enjoy it all, because Nathan quite likes the drama as well. Maybe it'll give him material to say something back, and Patricia as well, because the accusations aren't that bad. Like, apart from being messing about with your phone and just being an idiot in the kitchen, and in general, she just sounds like she sounds like a teenager stuck in a middle-aged woman's body. But aye, let's hear 59. Aye, this is when Martin comes in. It's pretty funny.
Dude, have you read the description?
So I'm watching your own, mate. I'm fucking breaking my heart, yeah?
Yes, I know. So this is why.
Don't go breaking my heart.
Hey, Panto Pete.
Hey, sorry, that's my background then, sorry.
That's all right. Listen, guys, okay? I've sat here for the last few weeks. I've asked advice from a couple of people.
He sat for the last few weeks, and he's made about 1 or 2 videos, and he's became practically non-existent. He doesn't get really on any big channel hangouts anymore. So is this Antonio's last big, it seems like a big attempt to get one last dig at Flat Earth and get people on his side, because he kind of won me over a wee bit last night, I've got to admit, guys. Like, I'm not that keen on the guy, but I kind of felt sorry for him last night. It's funny. Anyway, guys.
The advice was generally, for the sake of the FE, don't say anything. Okay? So I've sat and I've thought about this, and I thought, hey, hold on a fucking minute. This is what the Catholics say about the abuse with the church. For the sake of the church, don't say anything. And I thought,
what the fuck?
Comparing yourself to victims of child abuse is a bit extreme. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean by analogies, guys. And they're powerful. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're good analogies, sometimes they're not. So he's compared himself to a victim of the Catholic Church. And that's powerful for people who are brainwashed that way. But like I said, watch out for the analogy.
Is that even included in the flat earth? What are you trying to do to her reputation? She's leading the flat earth. She's doing whatever your problems. I've listened to some of them and
Martin,
all right, I think. Go on.
This is what psychopaths do. They get into the position of leadership, and then they cause all kinds of problems.
She hasn't caused problems. She's created an extraordinary movement that is powerful.
She hasn't created
She's done hundreds of fucking interviews and all.
I've got to agree with Antonio on this one as well. She didn't make people. Like he says that they had to make themselves before they caught attention. So she's not really made anybody.
All of these people have moved on to do different fucking stuff. Every single one of us, from Pundit to me to you.
You were doing stuff, Martin. You were doing stuff before you were interviewed by her.
Oh yeah, way before.
Everybody that's been interviewed by her was interviewed by her because they were already doing stuff. There's nobody that's been made by Patricia. Patricia has made herself out of other people doing stuff. Okay? But that's not the point. The point is her character.
And that's totally true. I've got to agree with Antonio on that one. She doesn't make people. I've watched Rory McFizz going Patricia. I've watched all these certain people. I've watched certain characters going to the Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes show, and after it, not gain many more subs apart for the wee cult members. They'll maybe gain 50 subs, but that's about it. You didn't get made by Patricia Steer. You're already doing something right if you're getting the attention of people. But I've got to agree with Antonio on that. So, right, where's the next good bit? You've got to say that Patricia Steer does have this effect on men. I don't even know what it is. It must be this Jezebel spirit they talk about in the Bible and that, this Jezebel spirit.
So the canvas is replaced. Excellent. She goes back to the US, and the next thing I hear, she's telling people that I knocked it off, that I sabotaged it so that I could blame the cat. I didn't even blame the cat. When I woke up and the cat had done it, it had fucking blueprints. I had to clean the box off.
Was telling people who?
Patricia was telling people.
Well, I told you every fucking day. She never mentioned it to me, huh?
She mentioned it to somebody else. So what the fuck? That is not normal woman scorned. That's a fucking horrible lie on purpose to make somebody like me seem like a psychopath.
I think he needs to limit the definition of a psychopath is. Fair enough. Someone the cat sabotaged his canvas. And for fuck's sake. This is no a psychopath. This is just a couple that just don't get along at all. They just don't get along. I could see narcissistic traits in Patricia. I can see narcissistic traits in all of us that put ourselves on this platform. I was saying this to my missus. She would never do this, and I said that's because she's not got the ego that I have to put myself on here and talk about this stuff, because it's not just ego, it's expression as well. It's you just want to express yourself. Sometimes you've got things in your chest and things in your mind, and you're wondering if other people are thinking that way. If there's people around you that are not familiar with this flat earth scene, and which is most people, and in your real world, you've got really no one to talk to about it. So YouTube's a good way, and it's comments too. People love comments. It's a strange world, this flat earth, I've got to say. And Antonio really threw a lot of people under the bus.
Sabotage my painting. That's the kind of thing.
Hang on, outside of the psychology, how do you feel emotionally? I mean, on a feeling scale, are you hurting like a fucker because of a failed love affair? No, I know. She's fucking upset. She's feeling
no, she isn't.
Yeah,
That's
so
part of what the
empathy. So what does that tell us?
That's part of what. That's part of what the
psychopathic traits. Yeah.
I think Martin's showing a bit psychopathic traits here. He can't empathise with Antonio because Martin's so love struck with Patricia. He is. Martin is in love with Patricia, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these people in the panel are in love with Patricia, including Osman. Aye, including Osman. So. Poor Martin here. It's breaking his heart. What a shame. Hilarious. Totally hilarious. So.
Martin, that's
women like Patricia, they keep that to themselves completely. You don't see it.
Look,
keep it to themselves.
Okay, the psychopath will play all the cards to get sympathy.
It's devoid of empathy. It's designed without empathy, no feeling. Everything is about you and your psychopath. It's my world, my world. Everyone else can fuck right off.
Yes.
Well, hang on a minute. You just said you haven't got no feeling about it going. Now, hang on a minute.
No.
A normal person would be fucking shattered. I would be fucking destroyed.
Wait.
Now, you got no feeling, no upset. Yeah, she has been breaking her fucking heart for weeks. I can guarantee you. I've seen that. And I fucking saw it every time she mentions you, she fucks up.
Get a grip, Martin, man. Get a grip. You're emotionally disturbed, I think, because you said you needed 20 joints to stay calm or you go crazy. To me, that's somebody that's a wee bit dislodged up there.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
I know, not like that. So that tells me.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Emotion. You're devoid of emotion. You're devoid of empathy. So that tells me. It's all psychology that you have. It's all.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a second.
You can't see it.
Martin,
see it. You really, really
have feelings.
Dude, you want to leave it alone?
Can you let me speak? Okay.
I'll let you speak.
Come on. You asked me, was I hurting? Did I have any feelings? And no, the feeling I have is one, I'm fucking livid now, okay? But when she left, I was over the fucking moon. I was on a high for 2 days when she left. Yes, she was a fucking psychopath. Look, okay, one day, something goes in the oven.
Oh, this is brilliant.
So she tells me she's put the oven on. I went to put the oven on. I was on a Hangout. She said, I'll put the oven on. Okay, she'd never done it before. She set it on grill. I put on a flatbread, okay? 30 minutes later, she says, I think something's burning. I go into the kitchen, okay? And she stood this far away from the oven door, okay? With a screen of smoke rising up. I'm like, shit. Okay, so I grab her and she's standing there. And I say, move. So I can close the fucking kitchen door. This is really wait. There's a point to this, okay? I push her out so I can close the door, open the window, open the fucking oven, switch it on, get the smoke out, okay? Later, I'm chatting on fucking Skype with someone, okay? And I say, oh man, we had this disaster before, fucking smoke. And she comes over and says, yes, that's when you asked me to get out because you needed your space. No, I fucking didn't. I asked her to get out of the fucking kitchen because it was full of smoke.
That's fucking brilliant, man. That is brilliant. I can actually visualize that when he was telling that story. I can imagine Patricia Steele just standing there. right beside the cooker, fucking blanket of smoke coming out, and her going, what's going on? Never used a cooker in her life. Oh, fucking hell, that's, to me, I think this could be a true story. It sounds pretty genuine. I've got to say, it sounds pretty genuine. Right, anyway, I'll have a wee look at chat. Let's see who's on. 12 watching. Joe Schmo. Laurie Gale. Del Croy. How's the sound, guys? Is all the sound alright? She seemingly begged Nathan for a bang because he would not do it because of her back. Yeah. Probably got a sore back for all these hangouts, sitting there for hours. All these radio shows. She's probably sat on her arse for 30 years. That's probably true. She's probably got hemorrhoids the size of fucking grapefruits. Sup, can fix this. Sup. Video is a little low, your voice is about right. Cheers, Chris. Sounds grand, Jet. Cheers, Del Croy. Great, Jet. This was some Jeremy Cow shit. It was. Crazy. Oh, look, it's doing that infinity thing. Anyway, back to the show, because this was hilarious, guys. I've got to say. This was hilarious. Right. 118 was pretty funny.
She has scoliosis of the lower back.
Okay, I know somebody who had it, yes, I know. It's like a honeycombing of the spinal column and then it's spondylitis later. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so the lower back, the muscles to the pelvis are rock hard. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
She's been sitting on her arse for 30 fucking years. That's probably why. She's probably got like her spinal cord's probably fused together into one fucking vertebra.
So the spine is compressed and it's painful. Okay, so the way to resolve this is to very slowly stretch and go to a chiropractor and start to do things to ameliorate it.
You've got to keep going back to them all the time then, though. Because they work for a while and then they keep chiseling money and you've got to keep going fucking back. Otherwise you go back in pain in a week or two.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can start off by, you have to be very, very gentle with yourself, but you have to stretch, okay, to try and bring elasticity to the muscles, okay? But that's how she was. So I couldn't be, you know, a barbarian with her in bed or anything like that, okay? Because she would
when you're middle-aged, you're not really like that. That's for the young. You're not slamming away when you're fucking...
I know, but what I'm saying
is... like, you know,
but guys, what I'm saying is, so this was one of the situations, okay? But later, I was being criticised by Nathan for not giving it to her more. It's like, dude, what the fuck is this?
You still got this conversation. I'm going to have to fight.
Fucking hell. See, Nathan was giving Antonio it tight because he's no giving Pat it tight. And Martin's raging. Martin's fucking... Do you know why Martin's raging? Because he was jealous he wasn't in Antonio's position. Martin wanted to be in Antonio's position so much, and that's why he was pissed off. He was pissed off he couldn't have done it himself. He said it in chat. He said he would have screwed Patricia for weeks. He said it in chat. And it was funny because Osman brought it up in JLB's after Hangout. I've noticed that video has not really got a lot of likes because I think it was too quick. It was too quick. People's emotions are still kind of running wild, and the thing is that I can give my opinion because you can, me guys, I'm quite objective. I've not got a side here, so I can laugh at all of them. I can look at them all objectively, including GLB or whoever. But I've got to say they gave GLB quite a hard time. They wouldn't let him in on the chat. They kept blocking him, and eventually got in, but he didn't get to say much. I think because they thought it was a troll. I'm not sure if it was Osman or no, was it that David Quintana? I think it was David Quintana was trying to troll this hangout.
I know.
Should we go offline?
No! See, at this point, I was like, don't go fucking offline. No way. And at this point, they're still an hour to go.
Fucking hundreds watching and lapping it up. Look.
So I was lapping it up.
Fucking hell. Take every
I
second.
sent you the message at the start, and I sent you the message.
That's why Martin felt weak at the end of this, because I was lapping up. I was sucking his energy.
So you do this crime with it. Oh shit, folks, a week ago when we went past
Starting to really make a mess.
Yeah.
Well, so wait 1 second. So,
This is really starting to make a mess. Gotta say, boss.
so making a mess means saying stuff that's true.
Antonio.
No.
Yeah, well,
A mess for Flat Earth. Where have you been, mate? This has been a mess for a while. Flat Earth has been a mess for a while. And this is just an extension. This is just a continuation.
what about the suitcases? Do you open the suitcases with your fucking bag back?
I wasn't here.
Fucking suitcase, a lady like Patricia.
My sister helped her. My sister helped her.
If it was me, I'd have greeted her with a big fucking bouquet of flowers. I'd have fucking, oh God, Aunt, you just don't know how to treat the lady, brother. You just need to lessons, mate.
So I did greet her with a bunch of flowers. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
I wasn't here when she left because I had to go and collect my girls. That's when she left. My sister was here.
I understand that. I haven't got kids. I understand that.
But my sister
Dream on, Martin. Dream on.
was here. She helped her with the bags. Okay. So when people think that criticize, but when people think that criticize,
it's too fucking slight here. It's just, I don't know what.
Yeah, anyway, I think Slaver's on a wee bit. He gets interrupted, but I think it's 136 is a good bit. I think it's to do with Nathan Oakley. I think he talks about Nathan Oakley in this part.
that kind of, you second guess yourself. That's what happens when you're with a fucking psycho. You second guess yourself because you want to see. You think, oh no, I'm just
Lamplighting, I know.
That
Lamplighting,
with lots of.
What Patricia, no.
We need
I don't know,
permission on the platter, guys.
it's really confusing. I just don't like this one bit. I reckon that.
So what happened straight away, Martin? Okay, straight away, Nathan, poof, cuts off. Why does he cut off? Because now he's fucking revenue from you.
Because he's good friends with Patricia and he cares about her.
Yes,
you know.
but he was friends with me too. Was he not?
I know. Yeah.
Boom,
Good mate.
Immediately. Why is this?
Who has the biggest subscriber base, Martin?
And whose income was greater?
Fucking nothing.
Right,
Do you think it's about fucking?
Yeah, but back then, within the Flat Earth, the guy that was making the most out of Flat Earth.
I don't know. I don't think like that.
No, I know, but Martin, the guy that was making the most from YouTube, from the Flat Earth, was Nathan. That's his main concern. Which is why
Holy shit. Nathan was making the most money in Flat Earth. With his amount of subscribers, he was making the most. That's hard to believe, I've got to say. I know that Globebusters and Jeranism don't put, well, I'm not sure if they put these adverts all the way through their videos, but the Potato Squad and the Mechanics are definitely putting adverts, like they're putting like 10 adverts sometimes. And if they're going to do these long hangouts and sun tracking, that's what it's all about now, is adverts. Nathan Oakley isn't about flat earth. He's about adverts and revenue. And Antonio's just called him out on it. So, well done, Antonio, again. Like I said, Antonio, I think, spilt more truth in this one session than he has in the whole flat earth movement, like, since he's been in the whole flat earth movement.
You got a fucking kid, man. You got a fucking job. You got to get by, brother. That's okay. Get a fucking rate.
I've got fucking kids. It doesn't cost money to do these fucking videos for me. To me, this doesn't cost money. Well, to me, it's minimal effort and minimal energy to do a video like this, a hangout. It takes a wee bit ego, but that's about it. A wee bit, I suppose it takes a wee bit courage. But anybody can sit on one of these hangouts and talk. So there's no excuse for monetizing the way they do. And when I listened to JLB's first Meta Faye hangout, and he asked Validation Boy, what's your problem with these people putting adverts and making money off their videos? And Validation Boy said, because they have to say it's entertainment, because they don't know the truth. They don't know the facts, and that's true. So you can't sell truth. You shouldn't be able to sell truth. That's how you get channels like Alex Jones and David Icke, because they're in it for the money. And even if they started off with a wee bit of truth, the money always gets the better of them. So it evolves into something else. So I agree that people shouldn't be monetizing their videos for, especially if it's truth videos. If you're putting effort into making certain kinds of videos, like animations and stuff that takes time or whatever, I didn't see why you shouldn't put an advert on it. And like Nathan says, you can just click skip or whatever. But these hangouts, nah. And Validation Boy, I'm saying it again, Validation Boy is right. These people suck your energy out of you like vampires, because you're sitting there watching them. They're consuming your time and energy, your brain energy, just watching the shite. But last night was entertaining, I've got to say, hilarious.
You know, it doesn't matter. The point is this: he was making more than her. Okay, she wasn't fucking happy about this. So what's happened? Now there's Globebusters, and the second show, and Globebusters don't make that much. They don't advertise all over the place, like me and Nathan and Patricia. Okay, but the point is, boom, finished to that. Fuck.
No, they've got their is it Patreon and all these other things you can donate. So don't act like Globebusters don't get money. And I don't believe that Nathan Oakley gets the most money in Flat Earth. That's a bit far-fetched, to say the least.
Fuck you, Nathan. Let's see who makes most income now, says Patricia. And Nathan's too fucking stupid to see it.
Oh, Nathan's too fucking stupid to see it. Ooh. Come on, Nathan. You've got to reply to this, Nathan. If you didn't, you're a chicken.
No. I just can't be between it all. That's for me.
That's just a fragment of a personality. Like that thing, that what you just said, like, oh, look who's boss now, look who's...
No, it's not that. It's we're all friends.
Just,
now
it's
it's
just
bitter between us all, and it's fucking awful, Ant. I can't
Yes, so
stand it.
this is what I'm saying. Right, this is what could have, in a normal civil world where everyone was kind of fucking normal, this is what would have happened. Two flat earthers met each other. It didn't work out. They went their separate ways. Finished.
No, this is no normal circumstances. You didn't have two flat earthers meet each other in normal circumstances. I'm sorry to say. But any circumstance that two flat earthers meet each other and fall in love is a bit strange. It is. Either way. Right. What's the next one? It's quite a long one. 142. Does he say 142?
Nice. Be going on about me, of course. So it doesn't matter.
I tell you what, this discussion's going to sort a lot of shit out in the movement. That's for fucking sure.
Yes, it is, and this is part of the point. Because now that I've been seeing things a bit more clearly, I'm like, what the fuck? How many people out there saying she's false? She's false. Don't trust her. I don't trust her. And we just dismiss them because we've been fucking coloured that way to dismiss them automatically.
Well, anyone who attacks I've attacked, like fucking star gods, people like that. It's terrible.
Aye, we tried to warn you. We tried to warn you. Star God just tried to warn you with his Archons. I tried to warn you with the potatoes.
Just jealous of her because of her looks and everything, and because she shows skill.
Or
because
some
she's a
people,
psychopath.
or some people are seeing through and they're saying, man, don't trust this person. This person.
I think she's done the shit she has. I don't know how she fucking manages that.
She's
I really
really
don't.
polite to everyone, especially people she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Really, really polite, always. I've never seen anything bad of her, any comment.
Grow a set of balls, whoever you are. Arwin. This is somebody that's still under the influence of the PS. PS, baby. Right. I think I drivel on for a wee bit. There, 142. I think 142 could be interesting.
Comments anywhere. So,
And which psychopath do you think has got to a position of power by being nasty all over the place? None. They're all great people. Everybody loves them until the point that they start overstepping the boundary, and then people challenge that, and then the fucking hellfire comes down on the people who challenge it.
we've yet to see it. So, Antonio, in this case, you're
yeah.
the one that's
You're not
have
going to see
seen this nasty side of her, apparently.
Well,
You're
hang on
not
a
seeing
second.
it.
Hang on a second. Would it be fair to say that a lot of people are kind of infatuated with Patricia's demeanour, the way she
Yes.
carries herself? Would it be fair to say that? So, I mean,
Yes.
does that not influence, doesn't that kind of, you look through rose-coloured spectacles at people? I mean, for a long time, I thought she was...
So that just flies right over Martin's head. Chris is making a valid point there. And that kind of shit just flies right over Martin's head. He's infatuated with her. So he can't see past her. But anyway.
Absolutely great, and there was nothing untoward whatsoever until I started to realise there was something amiss here. And I'm just saying, you know, just because somebody appears to be on the surface a certain way and acts a certain way, it doesn't mean they're really like that. And an infatuation of somebody's character, their demeanour, the way they conduct themselves, how professional they are, how good they are at something, doesn't always give a true indication to who they really are. Because people can put up facades, people can be very manipulative, people can be hide behind personas.
But you may
I know this.
you may be very...
We all need to be cohesive on the flat earth.
We've all been ripped off. We've all had bastards players. We all have. I'm just, you know, I haven't met liars.
She was
I lie about
in
that.
state.
Oh God, just listen to them arguing over how she's never done anything. Antonio's trying to tell you. Right, anyway. 157. I'm just trying to skip it because it's quite long. There's a lot of whining in it.
Another account because he's got JLB and then JLB Extra, so whichever one you booted, he could just join on his other account because he's got 2 channels, hasn't he?
Yeah. There's too many people coming in here.
140 fucking people watching this problem. Oh God.
No, it's so okay. So
Don't go.
picture you're me, Martin. Okay.
I do the empathy game and put myself in other people's shoes, psychologically, and I try to act. I do that, yeah. And
So I'm sitting here and I'm watching fucking Nathan fucking wither away. Okay, he had the flu for a while, but I'm seeing him and it's like, what the fuck? The guy's not well. Okay, but it's not just the flu. And I'm seeing things, and I also feel things, you know.
The fuck is watching Nathan wither away? not just the flu. What does he mean by that? Is Patricia sucking him through the Hangouts, through the Skypes? Fuck knows. This was totally weird, guys. It was totally weird. Anyway. No, I've not looked at... I'll look at chat and see who's there. "19 watching. Got rid of the fake John. John the Bomb was banned. Nice one, Laurie. That voice sounded like a mixture of David Weiss and Bugs Bunny. Hey, John, I enjoyed the show last night. Right, anyway, back to this crazy ass truth bomb, as Antonio likes to call it, a truth bomb. But I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure if this is a truth bomb or just a big, massive publicity stunt, just like his daytime, nighttime stuff. Whether Nathan and Patricia knew he was going to do this, and this is lies, I don't know, but it sounds pretty legitimate, I've got to say, and I've got to, I kind of feel for Antonio. If this is true, I kind of feel for him a wee bit, but no that badly, but a wee bit. Anyway.
My eye wasn't just giving me room. I wasn't encroaching on her space. I could see the camera. I could see that my face was coming into shot. It was a little prep for later. And some people have fucking swallowed it. It's like, what the fuck? This manipulation of other people started before she left here. And she's carried it on. And it's like, you can't just sit quiet whilst this goes on. While someone you know is fucked up is fucking other people up too. Like you, Martin.
I'm not sure.
John LeBon here on the 6th of November. We have a great show tonight.
Yeah, John LeBon here. Anyone.
Fuck off, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
Why does Panto always have to scream like that? I didn't get that shit. Panto's screaming his head off.
I know John, brother.
I've seen a thing in women before when they do that.
I know. I'm so
like,
sorry.
When they want to leave, they're already. But maybe she really was afraid, but she was just imagining things like that, you know.
She wasn't afraid. It's a game. It's playing. It's like with the ex when she's crying, tearing up, telling Suzanne that the S is for Subirat. This is 2 years after we split up. When she's with her new boyfriend, who she later married, by the way, she's there with the S. No, it says for Subirat, tearing up. The reason for that was to fuck the guy up. Because I didn't hear about this for another 4 years. It was like way down the road that I heard about it. This is called fucking, it's called crazy making.
Yeah.
So, telling someone, after I've evacuated her from the kitchen, which is full of smoke, because I stupidly opened the door like this, quick, straight away smoke, and like, she's fucking stood there. And like, fucking go. Close the door. Turning this into me having told her to get out because I needed my space. This is when I thought, okay, guys, this is me talking to myself. You're going to have to fucking just stay fucking calm until she fucks off. Stay at Rick's house or do something. Or fucking no. Okay? And I pointed it out to the person we were talking to that this was bullshit. Okay? But I can tell you a couple of other things. Okay? She's Jewish. She's Jewish. We know she's Jewish. No reason to hide your religion.
That's to do with it.
No, this is the point. Whoever's fucking joining.
Hey, John. Yeah, cool. I really hope so.
So who is this? John, if it's you.
If it's Jew.
This is the real me, Antonio, and I have to say,
John, if it's Jew.
I hear about all of the drama, but this is making for great reality TV, so I think you're into a ratings winner.
Okay, fuck the reality TV and
Thanks for the update, John. You're in for a ratings winner.
Things just go slip on by. Okay. But
so what is your ultimate aim? Just to hurt Patricia, or are we just going to move on?
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, it isn't going to hurt her. She's a psychopath. It is not going to hurt her.
Antonio, that's not.
No, that's only used to
hurt reputation. Come on.
Right. So
maybe these guys are finding it hard to hear and finding it hard to accept the truth. This is what I'm getting anyway.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but that's what I thought this. I thought this months ago before I fucked off for 3 months and didn't have.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I fucking broke my heart when you went, mate. I was really sorry about that.
It does matter. Of course, it matters.
Yes, it matters.
No, because she does what she does. She's going her separate way.
No, but you're not seeing what she does, Arwin. Okay, what you see,
what she does with her personal interaction. That's her social life. She conducts her social life the way she wants.
What she does is she fucks people up like Martin.
Well, how am I fucked up, man?
No, you're not fucked up. She fucked up. When you jumped on, you were in tears.
Yeah, because you were just fucking bashing away a close friend, and you're a friend too. So it's like I thought I instantly knew what was going to happen, and everybody was fucking lapping it up and loving it, and oh great, it's like an attempted fucking destruction of Patricia Steer. Oh, they love it.
Oh, I did love it. It was brilliant, but I felt that sort of way afterwards. Did I get tricked into liking that? Did they just trick me into liking something that they just made up? So I hope this is true. I do, because I did really enjoy it. It was fucking hilarious.
No, but it's not going to happen. And you know, I will fucking fight it all fucking ways. She's all right to me, and I've never felt a bad buzz off her. I got to be honest, I haven't.
Okay, and I'm not trying to coax anyone into feeling.
That is your business. That's just your opinion. That's all. You know, we just go on from that, and that's it. Can't determine an entire fucking movement that's trying to fucking do what we're trying to do.
Martin, you're equating her with the entire fucking movement. She's not.
No, it's not the entire movement. No, I know that, but she is a part of it, and she's a sister. And you know, that's the way I see it. You know, we're like a family here. We look after one another. That's what we do.
Martin, what makes you think that she's a sister?
She's a flat earther.
What makes you think she's a flat earther? Do flat earthers lie?
Hangouts for flat earth. Come on.
Oh, what makes you think she's a flat earther? Oh. So there you go, guys. What if Patricia Steer isn't a flat earther? She's just making a platform for flat earthers. Using flat earth to higher status in YouTube. It's crazy. Like, there's lots of movements and lots of conspiracy type sort of stuff on YouTube videos, and you'll not find anything like this. 9/11, UFOs, fucking even New Age and weirdos, and I'm not even sure if they have hangouts or whatever, but can it be as weird as this? Can it be as weird as this? This is hilarious. This must be the reality TV show. This must be the show. People's talking about where's this reality TV show? I think we're in it, guys. I do. I really think we're already in it. It's nuts.
Hello. Looking at her from this far away, not going.
I don't know.
I'm not got deaf ears, mate. I've been listening to you all along, you know, and when you come back, I was over the moon, like, really. You know, like I say before, the flat earth movement is more than all of this. I don't know. Head hurts with it all. Patricia, more happens tomorrow now, Ant, with all this. What do you think?
I don't know. The thing is, okay, so put yourself in my shoes, okay? You're seeing shit going down, okay? You're not contributing to the shit. You're not.
Nobody's talking to you and it's upsetting you.
No, Martin, you're not hearing me. Please, mate, okay? Fuck me. Ignore that, okay? You're just somebody who's seeing that other people have... I assumed it was a fucking accident with the cat. That's all. That's all it was. You don't get... This is a fucking game that she was playing. Okay, and when I pointed it out to some people, it's like, you know, ignore, just ignore. No, not fucking ignore. This is fucked up shit. And the stuff I'm telling you about is fucked up.
Antonio, can I interject with a question?
I've been trying to tell you for fucking months, guys, that this is fucked up. You just realising this now?
Oh, God, please. Can I just interject with one question?
No.
Antonio, if you had a friend who had just gone through a tumultuous breakup and he wanted to go live on the air and talk about it, what would your advice to him be?
It wasn't tumultuous. It just didn't work.
Yeah,
we went back
that's what I was going to ask earlier, because, yes, at the end of a relationship, women do have a tendency to become pure evil, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? But this didn't sound like it was the end of a relationship. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like you were fighting, and you know what I mean? Like it was...
No, the only time that any tone was raised was my tone saying I'm fucking stressed to Nathan and Paula on Skype, okay? Once Patricia's telling me that she's not stressing me, okay? Well, that's the point. That's the highest volume. Second was when I told Nathan that she has a back problem and she shouted from the bedroom, launched it in here, that was a lie. What the fuck? Like, really, what the fuck? Why would I fabricate a fucking back problem? Who does that? And who then goes and says that somebody sabotaged their own fucking painting? Who does that?
I don't know. A psychopath, I guess.
Yes. People that are not sure, but everyone has those types of moments, you know. When the stress goes high,
Arwin, listen.
Twist your mind.
Arwin, okay. You said somebody who's not sure. Okay. I'm not sure the cat did it. She could have done it. True. I'm sure that I didn't do it. Okay. Now she can be sure that she didn't do it. She can't be sure that the cat didn't, and she can't be sure that I didn't. It's a bit fucked up. So,
who thinks Antonio got punched in the face by Pat? I think it's looking like that. I think Antonio got punched in the face by Pat. It's just it's an assumption, but after he had that black eye, he was strange. He was strange after that. Actually, they were strange anyway, but it was, you could see the body language. I could see the body language for the start. And she sat next to him looking like his breath stank. Just like, I've seen people sitting beside people that have got smelly breath and you could just see their body language. They kind of sort of wither sort of way. So this could be Antonio just making up shit before they come out with a big revelation about him. But I doubt it. I think Patricia's tried to act like nothing's happened and continue. And everybody's wondering what's going on. And she's not really saying much about it. And Antonio's been the first one to actually speak up about what's happened. Everybody's been wondering what's been going on. Nathan's been quiet as well. But Martin gets so emotional, man. You can't trust people that are this emotionally based, because they're so impulsive. Everyone's based on, like, they think later, they act first and think later. These kind of people, like, much later when it comes to flat Earth. Actually, they think much later. I used to be like that when I was younger, but you learn through experience to think about certain situations, then act upon it. These people just, it's crazy. Anyway, back to the show.
The thing that I would come in here in the middle of the night, sabotage my fucking painting, make the cat walk over it, so that in the morning I could be really calm and mellow with the cat, and really calm and mellow because I thought it was just a fucking accident. That's all. I just put it down as a fucking accident.
I've got to. This sounds believable. It's a stupid sort of story, but it sounds believable because it's stupid. A cat wrecking a canvas. It's not like a big massive thing. I still don't know why she's meant to be a psychopath because of this. It's weird. Antonio's a bit of a drama queen as well, I've got to say.
It wasn't until later that I hear that she's telling people that I did it on my fucking self. And then it's like, what the fuck? I assumed it was a fucking accident with the cat. That's all. That's all it was. You don't get angry with the cat. You clean the cat.
This later. And when was this later exactly?
It doesn't matter the details of when it was later. This is what she was saying later.
It's all right, mate. Fucking hell.
So it's like, what the fuck is this shit?
All right, Antonio, can I rephrase my question then? If it wasn't a tumultuous breakup, but it was a relationship where there were feelings, obviously. If you had a friend who had just gone through a breakup and he still had some misgivings about it, would you advise him to go live on the air and discuss all of this, in the weeks following it? Or would you tell him just to take some time and relax and maybe reflect on it more before airing it publicly?
Well, so JLB, would you tell your friends that were possibly thinking about dating this person afterwards? How about that? Would you try to warn people that you did that?
Well, look, let me say this. I'm probably
the only one honest enough to say this. On the air, though. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
Look, Ace, from a selfish perspective, myself and 95% of the audience, we're enjoying this because this is like reality TV drama to us. However,
I'm glad JLB's coming to this realization that this is what, and validation boy, I keep mentioning the guy, but he said it before. He said it in the JLB's Hangout. He says there's not even an argument anymore about the shape. It's just like all that's left to do in Flat Earth now is to fight each other and destroy each other. And validation boy was correct. Look what's happening. Look what's happening. They're destroying each other. And I kind of predicted this side of the movement would be finished by the year 2017, the start of the new year. Flat Earth will still be kicking around. You still have guys like, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. They'll still be hanging around, but I think this is the end of these people, like properly end. It's good though. It's good viewing, and I'm glad JLB recognises that now.
However, Antonio is probably a real person, and someone has to say this to him. He's not helping himself here. You're not
probably a real person, John. Dude, you know that I can just root you. So, right. Here's the thing. Probably a real person. No, a real person. A real person who's hurting? No, I'm not hurting. I'm fucking livid. If somebody goes around lying about you, you get a bit fucking angry. When it continues, you get a bit angry. When the reason you've been not saying anything is that you're really considering what the right thing to do is, and you get to the point that you think, your anger hasn't got any worse, but you've run through the reasons for not saying anything and none of them play out. There's only one left justifiable response. You fucking talk about it. You mention it. Unfortunately, we're in a fucking public format.
And I told him at the start of this.
No, there's something wrong. I just want to tell there's something wrong here. She comes over. The week she comes over, you're really pissed off. You make a series of pit videos. You start with, let's fuck up religion. Fuck up religion. You cause so much fucking murder. It is unbelievable. Couldn't have fucking been worse for us all. I couldn't even believe the hurt that it caused people to think that their faith is so, close to their soul, and they had that moved. It was fucking hard to watch. And then you moved on.
It's controversial, and that's what Antonio likes to be. He likes to be controversial, so that's what makes me suspicious about this truth bomb he's just done last night. That even though I started feeling sorry for him, and you need to hear Patricia's side. We need to hear both of their sides, Nathan and Patricia. We need to hear their side of the story. But I was starting to feel sorry for Antonio, actually, because he even admitted he's on the dole. He's got like back problems, and I just actually started. He sounded human for a change.
The last post was a hit post for Robin Godlover. Now,
fucking Godlover? Have you seen the fucking thing?
I don't. Yeah, she's one. I'm not gonna. This is a religion fucking thing. I didn't. You should have just left that. You don't. Why emphasise this shit, mate? It's to do with flat Earth, is it? It's to take the flat Earth forward in a positive way. Is it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Can I also quickly say, Antonio can't individually go around and tell and inform hundreds, literally hundreds, possibly thousands of people about his experiences. And even if the story does get around, it will get distorted and twisted. Isn't it better sometimes to have at least one side of the story from the horse's mouth? And I'm not saying that we have all of the story.
There's two sides.
Yeah, but not this early on.
Chris is right here. We need to hear the other sides. So Nathan, it's time to start a hangout if you're not already doing one right now. And same with Patricia. Both need to clear this up. And that gives me a chance to make another video. Cheers, guys.
Keep it share.
When you just split up, and you should have waited. Like I said at the start, man, you should have waited if you was going to say this.
Okay, so this is the thing. Everybody's thinking this was just a relationship where two people fell in love, got together, and it didn't work out. They fell out of love and they went their separate ways. Okay, this is what happened. Yeah, I kind of fell in love with her, and yeah, I thought she was in love with me. And then very quickly, I'm like, oh, that's what happened. Okay, but I thought, well, you know, I'm going to carry on anyway because she's not a horrible human being. Okay, this is how I thought. I come, you know, fucking moments of solitude. Thought, yeah, you know, I can look after her. That's what I fucking thought. Okay, and then very quickly say, what the?
Look, guys, I even liked his video. I even liked it. That's the first time I've ever liked one of Antonio's videos. So this is going to be a good one, I think. He's going to probably smash a few more ads in it once it gets more popular.
The fuck? Just little snidey little shit things. Okay, we're going to need a 3-bedroom house so we can have a bedroom for my fucking clothes and shit like that.
She wanted another bedroom for her clothes. What the fuck? Brilliant.
It's like, what the fuck?
And I was like, what the fuck? He's probably living in a wee fucking council flat again. On the dole. Fucking no money. And he's probably, and he's got kids as well. He's got kids to an ex, obviously. And the guy's probably having a hard time as it is. I feel sorry for him. I do. I genuinely feel. I feel like he's made a real guy. I didn't know if he is, but I just feel after this hangout, there's a more like genuine side to Antonio.
I demand, not I would like. No. It's like,
so you do fuck all. You do nothing.
We measured up.
Relationship stuff again.
Just a second. We measured up. I measured before she came here the first time. The second time she came here, we measured up for her furniture. Okay. Then it turns out we're going to need an extra bedroom that will be allocated specifically for clothes. Not clothes in a little studio. No, just fucking clothes. Okay.
My ex had a separate room for her clothes too.
Yes, that's totally fine.
Beautiful. You have a lot of clothes.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine, but not at the fucking expense of a guy who's on the fucking dole. What the fuck?
There we go, guys. He's on the dole. What a shame. Oh, Antonio. I feel sorry for you, mate. You're ripping into me and what kind of guy I am. Well, I'm not sponging off the government. I wonder if a lot of these people are sponging off the government. I'm not sure if maybe that's how they make their money. Maybe that's their revenue. Maybe the government says to them when they went to the job centre, right, you're not getting your gyro. You need to make a YouTube channel and talk about flat Earth. Then you'll get your gyro at the end of it. You'll get your government payment. As long as you make a fucking channel and pump out so many videos a week, you'll get your payment. What a shame, man. What a shame. He's even took his mate wee Gleason's mapped in behind him.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
No, you don't get it, Martin. So
I don't get it, mate. You're right.
This becomes a source of stress, okay? But whilst the stress is going on, fucking canvases are coming off the fucking easels, fucking children are being left at school because fucking alarms were being switched off, and fucking near fires, and then you're getting accused of having said, go on my space. It's like, no, this is not fucking right, and I'm not going to say it fucking quietly. And for anybody out there who's a little bit sexist, if this was women, you'd all be saying, what an evil dude.
Oh, God. This is brilliant, man. This is brilliant. So is Patricia Steer a nymphomaniac? Oh, that's weird, eh? That's weird. How can she be? She's like practically like got hemorrhoids and concrete hips.
Okay, it happens that I'm the dude in this situation. Okay, so switch your little perspective glasses round. Consider if this was being said about a dude by a little girl, by a young woman, okay, or by a not so young woman. It doesn't matter. The point is, we're talking human beings. Yeah, one human being abused by the other human being who's now saying, "Oh, I was abused. Protect me." Okay, and in the meantime, the one that was fucking abused has been sat quietly saying, "There's fucking a lot of bitterness going around."
So he's been abused. He said he's been abused, or however he says it. He's been abused. He's been abused. So I wonder if she did punch him in the eye, because fiddling with your phone, accidentally nearly burning the house down, wrecking a canvas isn't exactly abuse. So maybe she did punch him in the face. I reckon she did. I reckon she punched him right in the fucking smacker. Fucking. Antonio was getting beaten up by Patricia. That's speculation, by the way, but I think I could be onto something. Shit.
I'm not sure we're all in agreement that you're a human being, though. You know what I mean? But I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I can tell you shit, guys. I can tell you shit that you think, what the fuck would she lie about that? Okay, so did she meet Mark Sargent?
Can you give you a wrench in the chat, or give someone a fucking
I just took off fucking
Right, who's that?
When you bash a dog in the head with an hammer, you twist the back. He just got kicked him out, just abusing my ass.
Who?
Fucking Quintana. I am blocked from the channel being a client. He's not right in the fucking head, that's what. Tiger Dan, you're not real Tiger Dan, are you? Because I know you. Tell me you're Tiger Dan.
Who's Tiger Dan?
Yeah, no, in the chat, it's not.
It's not Tiger Dan.
No, it ain't, because he's Ged Stewart fucking Booper's there, so you know who that is, but you.
Yeah, I'm just blocking
Moldy.
What a fucking show, eh? What the?
So listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up.
Oh, okay, brother. Yeah, man. I tell you what, I feel weak. I feel weak after all that, Antonio, brother.
Yeah, so
I got the legs out.
Like Martin said, what a fucking show, eh? Jesus Christ, man. So, we should be hearing a reply from Patricia Steer. I think we should hear one. And Nathan Oakley should explain himself. Maybe they should do a wee show together. Explain it. But it could be all just this could be all just a big fucking game, guys. Antonio, Nathan and Patricia could be all in it just to make a drama. This could be all just scripted. But there's a few dodgy accusations, I suppose. Let's see who's in chat. $21 watching. Jesus Christ. Some campfires and pissy drinks later. I am booting this shit, Jed. I take it there's loads of trolls in my chat, Laurie. And one of the reasons I started this Hangout, guys, was for the chat, so people could chat amongst themselves. It's not just for me to speak. You can. Martin admits that he smokes 20 spliffs a day. 20 spliffs a day, says John LeBon. Aye, 20 spliffs a day. Either his weed is really crap, or the guy is psychotic, because if he doesn't have 20 joints a day, what is he going to do? Go crazy and do something stupid? I don't know. So like Martin said there, he felt weak. Oh, he was weak. Shit, what am I doing?
Imagine how you'd felt if it had been about 3 months of you in a situation where you can't kick the person out because you haven't got any friends or relatives, okay? Where every day that you're at home, you're with them, where the only time out is when you're collecting your kids, okay? And half the time she wants to come with you. So,
all right, you know, the sad realities of life people don't take into consideration. I get that, Antonio. All right, I do. I got a lot of it myself. My personal circumstances stink, but yeah, I get it.
Do you know what's funny? Martin wears his headset and it's never connected. Much earlier on in the video, he stood up when he was going crazy. He actually shouted something, but he stood up and he leaned out of his shot, and you could hardly hear him. But he's got a headset on, so you should have heard him the whole time if his voice is coming through that headset. So he doesn't even know how to plug this headset on. He's got. Oh God, it's quite hilarious. These characters are hilarious, and I can't wait for the next big drama. But crazy. And Martin, you need to wake up, man.
Brother, you really do. You know, we're not all got it twisty, that's for sure. But you know, let's just move on in a positive way. Let's make something out of this for us all, okay? I think, don't you?
Shout out to
you, brother.
So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
What the fuck is Panto P got on his sis? Is he starting his own fucking photography company or something? What's with that? What's going on? He's got that green screen. The green screen. Panto, you're a strange guy. You're a strange guy. Look at Martin. Oh God. What a shame. Well, guys, that's just my opinion on it. I think it could be all made up, but I think Antonio could be being truthful here. Anyway, I think we've got to shut this down. 5 spliffs are enough for me, Jordan Reigns. A big set, guys. I'm para if I have 1 joint. Too funny. A prop headset. He doesn't know how to even function a headset. It's a shame. Fucking hell, man. There's a bit of a delay. Have a listen to. If any's missed Validation Boy on John LeBon's first meta, here he is here, man. It's hell. I think it's pretty funny. And it kind of describes how Martin felt at the end of that show. When Validation Boy said that we're energy vampires, he's telling the truth. And this is why.
Sorry, I was just on mute there. Yeah, so the cult thing, look, we could probably spend 5 hours talking about it. I understand a lot of people don't like the use of the term cult because, again, they identify missing free material, plenty of material, what have you. And please be completely free here.
That's what I think. I'm very broke, mate. I could do with a few actors, and I don't ask for much. I'm not greedy. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's YouTube. They're like banks. Fuck them.
Yeah, but people like certain channels start asking for money, and then they start integrating all this other stuff. That's just nonsense.
I wouldn't do that, brother. I'd never do that. I wouldn't ask for shit.
Yeah, I agree. And the other one of those panels, spoke out about Dan Pratt, and I think that's outrageous. Just basically, especially someone like Dan Pratt who's gone about saying, gotta pay the bills, gotta pay the bills. Well, that's kind of a weird statement because it's an absolute fact. Yeah, I do have to pay the bills. Why the hell wouldn't I want a few extra quid to do so?
I think most importantly, every single person on this panel, every person in this chat, myself included, we are all energy vampires. We all get off on the drama. We all love it. We're all soulless. We thrive on the negativity. We're all scum.
Validation boy puts it beautifully. Oh, he was so right.
Every ounce of energy that I take. No,
you're a scum too much.
No, wrong. Fuck no, I'm no energy vampire, brother. You got that wrong. I don't leave people feeling weak. I leave them feeling energized. You get it? When you're an energy vampire, you suck and fucking dry. They got no energy left. That's not what I do, brother. You're wrong there.
Bullshit. I do it. John does it. Nathan does it.
No. Well, that's it.
Well, just hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Bullshit.
Brilliant. Let's just let each person speak their piece and then we'll respond in turn. So, VB, please articulate your position here. You're saying that myself, anyone listening to this right now, is an energy vampire. Without anyone interrupting him, let's give VB a chance to explain himself.
How is it not true? We're all sitting here alert. We're all full of adrenaline. We're feeding off this shit like vampires. None of us are ever going to know if the earth is flat or not. The only thing left now in flat earth is for us to attack each other. Because the overarching system, they don't give a shit about us.
That is so true. Validation boy. Oh, it was so true. They're all sitting there full of adrenaline. They're all for us to put ourselves out here and do these, we're energy vampires. Whether we like it or not, it depends how much energy we put into these videos and how much energy we consume and time we use, but we are. This isn't good. But we'll enjoy it now while it lasts.
So now it's us with ourselves, and we're in our own little hell, and this is what we do to each other.
Okay, I'll be the first to respond. You've made a few different claims there in a row, but I'm not really sure how they lead to your conclusion. So you're saying that everyone here is an energy vampire, which implies that we're doing something that's negative or bad. So can you explain to us in simple terms why you think...
It doesn't imply that they're doing something negative or bad. An energy vampire, think about it. It's metaphor.
That this hangout or this show or people listening, why that's a bad thing. Can you explain that?
It's not a bad thing.
Okay, we're all conspiracy theorists. We all come across the concept of the earth being flat. We all fall in love with it, some to different degrees. Some of us get out on YouTube and claim that we're putting it out there to help people. I'm guilty of this myself. After a while, though, I realize I'm not. I do this because I don't like people. This is anti-social media for me. I want to punish everyone. And I use Flat Earth as a stepping stone to make myself feel better than other people. And so does Nathan. And so does everyone else that's a Flat Earther. And that's why Patricia's out there pumping it. That's why Mark's out there pumping it. That's why Nathan latched onto them.
All right, well, let me try and work with you here. So the part about people wanting to feel smarter than others, I do agree with you. That's a large motivation for many people who are here, not just in Flat Earth, but every...
Okay. I think Validation Boy put it right. We're all vampires. We're all sucking energy for the drama. Where is he? Martin gets a wee bit excited in this as well.
Just hold on a second. Let's just let each missing free material, plenty of material, what have you. And please be completely free here. You're free to speak your thoughts. What is wrong?
Find John LeBon stuff at johnlebon.com. It was a very nice website. It took him a very long time to put his header together. All the wee cutouts on Photoshop. It took him a very long time to stick all these things together. It's a very nice website. Go and check it out. And sign up. Sign up for, I don't know how much it is. How much is it, John? Sign up and you'll get a special reward of videos.
With someone like myself saying, you know what, I'm putting out better content than 99% of this scene put together.
Holy shit, that's some claim to make, John. You're putting out stuff better than 99%. All right. So we can see where ego. There's a lot of ego in this movement, guys. There's a lot of ego, and I'm no different. I'm no different.
Some people enjoy it. Some people are happy to pay for the privilege of seeing it. What is wrong with someone like me saying I'm putting some of that material behind a paywall?
As long as you admit to your viewers that it's strictly entertainment.
And that's true as well. None of the stuff these people can prove. Flat Earth, they can't prove it, because so this can't be educational, really. It doesn't fall under educational. It doesn't. It falls under entertainment. Simple. So you can't make money if you try to say this is fact when you've not got proof. If you can make money if you're just saying it's entertainment.
And I guess that's fine. You know.
What would the alternative be? Like when you say admit to them that it's strictly entertainment, what else?
You can't go out. I mean, you can't go out there and say this is the absolute truth.
I suppose that goes for the Globe and the NASA stuff too. NASA stuff, I don't know if they make money on their videos, but that should be under entertainment. ISS, all that stuff, that should be probably under entertainment rather than educational. Anyway.
I'm John LeBon. I researched it. This is how shit really is. You need to pay me. I wouldn't pick that. You know what I'm saying, bro?
But as Nathan, I mean, like putting in the perspective of some of the other people who are monetizing their channels, if people are saying we're sitting around talking about a topic and we know that some of you enjoy it because you're here every week, here are some ads that you'll have to click off to see the rest of the show, which is a rough sort of
To be honest, guys, I wouldn't. Like I explained earlier, people are just sitting around in a hangout. Me right now, sitting here speaking. You shouldn't be able to monetize that. Anyway, Validation Boy tries to make his point, but I feel Validation Boy didn't get like a fair deal here. Like
ads in there, so the people who are watching have to click off the ads or click the ads, or whatever. I'm still not sure you've explained how any of that is in any way a bad or a negative thing. If you personally feel like it's negative for you, that's one thing. But how is it bad for everyone else? Can you explain that to us?
Alex Jones, there's an example. That's why pretending to know the truth is bad. Like, if there's money involved, there's corruption involved, there's all different kinds of things. So you shouldn't be able to monetize a subject you think is the truth. If it's entertainment and you're saying it's entertainment, hey, the Earth's flat, this is entertainment, and I want to monetize it, fair enough. But don't say the Earth's flat, this is educational, I'm telling you this is flat because this is truth, and then monetize it. That's just bullshit. I don't agree with it.
Okay, because you got the potato crew, and you got them out there talking about bullshit. You know that they're all backstabbers and they play games behind the scenes. Everybody fucking knows it. I don't know why people try to act like they don't. They got other.
See, Validation Boy called it before it happened. They're all backstabbers.
Little fanboys and fangirls falling around in denial. It's stupid. We're all fucking energy vampires. Okay, and then you come along and you go against them. I think primarily it's a contrarian thing. You know, I know that no one's ever going to know if the Earth is round or flat. We all know that now. So so you're kind of like a large source of the infighting. But I like it.
So let me just respond to that. So I call this show, this is the pilot episode.
That's brilliant. It's that circular argument. We all know that no one can prove either side. So it's pick a side. Pick a side. Where can you get your advantage with? I don't like picking sides. It's not my style, John.
You and the other three men on the panel right now are all members of the pilot episode of Meta Flat Earth. The reason why I want to focus on the meta aspects is because I agree with you. I'm not going to know the shape of the Earth. Maybe someone in the future will. Maybe someone does today, but I'm not going to. I don't think any of the people in live chat are going to. And I think there are people who would be more than happy to spend the next 5 years doing the same thing, debating with the normies about helios, like pointing out that they don't know their own story very well and having debates and talking about the Earth is flat and there's no curvature. They would love to spend the next 5 years doing this because they're quite happy with how things are right now. They're getting attention, they're getting money, they're getting more subscribers, they're happy, right? Whereas me, I found this stuff boring a year ago, which is why I stopped my Ged Skeptic Roundtable when I did. David and Ben wanted to keep that show going. I was like, no, I want to go on hiatus, and it's an ongoing hiatus. So that part, I'm with you. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing to be gained from talking about this from the meta aspect, from looking at the sociological aspect, the psychological aspect. What happens to people if we've all been indoctrinated into heliocentrism and it's bullshit, and everyone on this panel knows that is the case. Everyone in most of the people in live chat, they're aware that this is the case, that heliocentrism, most people after 13 years of school still can't prove to you that we're spinning, but they believe it with a passion that is rivaled only by the other organized religions, right? That's a big deal. Learning that you've been indoctrinated to something that you cannot prove, that's a big deal for people. What happens when they learn this? Some of them fall into YouTube crowds, YouTube what I call cults. Some of them fall into it, some of them fall out, they improve themselves, some of them find themselves in worse situations. These are all very interesting things. What is the problem, VB, with talking about the meta aspects of Flat Earth?
Well, I mean, for lack of a better term, I'm at kind of an intellectual crossroads, I guess, where part of me wishes that, a lot less people knew about Flat Earth. Part of me just wants it all to stop. Part of me just wants everybody to take their videos down and let us, the people who do believe it, because the people like me who believe the Earth is flat, in our hearts we know it. Okay, I know that the term knowing something carries a heavy connotation of ignorance and all this other crap. But we, in our hearts, we feel it so much that we feel like we know it. And I kind of like the fact that the normies don't know it. And I really wouldn't mind just living my life, quote, knowing the big secret. And everybody else can fuck off. I don't know.
Well, you and I have been hogging the mic.
And everybody else can fuck off. Brilliant. That was quite a good hangout, actually, John. What to say.
So why are we going around?
But that was the best part. Validation Boy was the best part, I've got to say.
We'll go to Nathan and then to Tim. Your thoughts on VB's claim that we are energy vampires. Over to you, Nathan.
Well, I kind of know what he's driving at. He's saying that the simple fact that we're here on YouTube makes us kind of narcissistic or
Right. No problem, John. Laurie. Dave Little, Z Proxy, Len of the Jesuit Order, Dave Little, Matthew Burst.
Yeah, you can kind of buy that when you see how Google label us. We're described as actors in Google Hangouts. That's how they label us. They know what we are. They know what we're providing on this platform. So, yeah, I can see I can kind of see the logic in terms of where he's going.
So I think Nathan regards himself as an actor. So could Antonio and so could Pat. This drama, this could all be just a show. It could all be just a show.
But you kept on trying to bring it to a point that I tried to bang on about all the time, which is that you've got two different aspects. One that you're trying to completely slide away from. I'm going to phrase it this way because I can. The fact that the Earth is flat. Let's slide that to one side and look at this thing in inverted commas called flat Earth and the people who gravitate it towards it. Now, earlier I labelled John a flat earther for this reason. Just discussing the meta aspects of flat Earth in my book makes him a flat earther. I've decided to label my wife, who categorically thinks she lives on a globe. I'll label her a flat earther because she's huddled around the campfire, looking at all of what's going on, engaged in the drama.
What like bullshit, eh? He considers everyone a flat earther that's looking into it.
Sucked into what people are doing. That's part of it. That's what we're involved in. And these are the sociological aspects of flat Earth. Very little of it has anything to do with actually measuring the Earth. And when it does, lots of people, including yourself, John, will be really critical of it. Globebusters, for me, they are looking at it in detail. And they will look at heliocentric beliefs and rip them apart. For me, they do it too much. There's so much of their show that's tied up with actually explaining how the heliocentric belief works so that it can explain how it doesn't actually work in reality. And that, for me, it implants so much more heliocentric belief in people. Maybe, I don't know, it's not something I've raised with any of the Globebusters team, but certainly with other people, it may actually be reinforcing the heliocentric model in some ways. I know Morgile is also guilty of this. But yeah, for me, it is a fascinating thing to separate the details of, let's use a different term, the details of the concave Earth. Wow, a few people go crazy when you say those words. But it's much easier to look at a separate group like that. And they're
flat Earth. This kind of person, I don't think has any kind of credibility at all because he's already made up his mind. Basically, he's just kind of reaching for attention.
I don't ask for credit.
Yes, you're a troll. Yes, sometimes you like to wind people up for fun. I don't think you've ever denied that. But some of the work that you've done has been genuinely motivated by trying to help people see the flat Earth leaders are not your friend. Is that a fair call?
Yeah, definitely. I kind of fell into the Mark Sargent trap way back then and a little bit before that. But I thought it was interesting. I kind of almost entertained it for a little bit. I talked to some people about it, but then I became kind of upset that I kind of saw that it was a lie. And really, I do believe the heliocentric ball Earth model has more proof than anything we have thus far. Maybe it's a geocentric ball, quite possibly. But on the subject of validation boys, vampire leech or whatever, I just think we're having a conversation on the internet, and people can choose to listen to us or not. It has nothing to do with mythical creatures sucking blood. I don't really get that. The guy contradicts.
Same, there he goes, mythical creature sucking blood. It's called a metaphor. Metaphor.
Himself by saying, we can't prove it's a ball or a globe or a flat Earth, and then he says, I'm a dogmatist, I'm a flat Earth. And this kind of person, I don't think has any kind of credibility at all because he's already made up his mind. Basically, he's just kind of reaching for attention.
I don't ask for credibility, bro, at all. I have my opinions, man. That's it. I'm not out here saying I am completely right and you're stupid if you don't believe me.
But VB, he does bring up a good point, though. You, on the one hand, you say that it can't be proven. On the other hand, you say you're a dogmatist. Are you as emotionally disinvested from all of this as perhaps you might like to be?
Well, I mean, it's like I was saying, it's a secret and it's fun knowing it.
Like when you say things like people are energy vampires, is there an element of projection involved in all of this where some of your own experiences with the flat Earth scene have been negative, so now you're projecting that onto everyone else, myself included, the rest of us on the panel, the listeners? You're saying that you feel as though this has either taken some energy from you or you've taken some energy from it or whatever, and you're just projecting that onto everyone else. Is that really fair?
It's absolutely fair. Why is everybody here? chatting in the chat, talking all kind of trash to each other, being nice to each other, kissing certain people's asses. Everyone's playing games. Everything's a fucking game. We're all, the people that are on here, maybe a little bit more alpha than others that are just want to play on the sidelines. But everybody here is just sucking and feeding, man.
Yeah, but like you use these terms, sucking and feeding. Obviously, you're being allegorical and metaphorical. But what exactly do you think? Like you're talking to me here. We've spoken off air before. Tell me, when I do a show like this and people choose to listen, in what way, prima facie, in what way is it inherently bad what we're doing? Can you give us one cogent argument to explain why that's your position?
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing being a parasite, but that's what we're doing. We're parasiting off people's energy. When you got on here, man, you were just like, you were on fire, man. Someone in the comments said it. They're like, Shelby's triggered. He's on fire right now. I mean, how do you explain that?
But like, okay, so there's this idea of a non sequitur where somebody says, here's my conclusion, and here are the reasons I think that. But the things that they give don't actually lead to the conclusion. So if I jumped on air today and started saying some things and people enjoyed it, they said I was on fire, whatever, no problemo. How does that equate to me being a parasite or a vampire or any of these things? Like what are you basing these things? Is it just emotion? Are you just working off emotion right now?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not saying that you're a vampire and a parasite and I'm not, and Tim Osmond's not, and Nathan's not. You know what I'm saying? We all are.
Have I ever showed you anything other than love and respect?
No, I mean,
I haven't. No, you fucking know I haven't. With all the shit you ever had, I've always been good, and I've had shit for being fucking friends with you. I have.
He's true.
But I always thought, well, I'll give the boy a chance. Listen to me a minute, boy, all right? I've given you fucking respect. You come in through all dark and demonic and drop in the vibe. What John's doing here is fucking epic. I love it, right? It's getting to truth through a proper fucking way, a proper media. And what you're suggesting is not happening here, okay? We are just fucking people getting together and getting it right, okay? We're getting to...
Bullshit, Martin. You're an energy vampire.
Gives you perspective. You might have missed this, okay?
You say you love it, Martin, but would you love it more?
I do. I love my brothers and sisters, and John too.
Let's just let each other speak. We've got to let people say their piece. And I'll just say from my perspective, I completely disagree with VP. I think he's emotionally invested in this and probably not in the best mental state right now. However, I'm not just going to say, well,
JLB, that was a bit patronising. I've got to say. I'm not sure if I'd want to ever join one of these kind of chats. They're too controlled. I prefer like everyone just sort of getting together, and if people can't speak like adults and let each other speak, what's the point in having a hangout? If people just talk over each other. But I didn't really like the way JLB spoke towards BB.
He says I'm a vampire, so I'm going to attack him or shut him down. Even though I don't agree with what he's saying, he might be able to produce a logical argument. So I give him the chance to do that, right? This is the point I'm trying to make to people. There's nothing wrong with listening to people who you disagree with. And there's nothing wrong with listening to people who are saying nasty things about you. In fact, it says a lot more positive about you that you can engage with these people, give them a chance to explain themselves, let them fail to present a logical argument. That works much better for you than getting triggered or getting emotional. So we'll go back to VP. I'll let VP and Martin carry on the conversation. VP, pick it up.
So, Martin, would you say you love it more if you were off air just watching, or do you love it more because you're on the air right now too?
No. When I first became upon the flat Earth, I was already very much into conspiracy theories. I'd already, evolution was shit. Same road as we all went down, brother. But I thought to myself, I had like this really niggling feeling inside that said, if I don't post and do this, I'm going to regret it till the day I die. Now, it was a very profound thing that happened to me. So for me, with this mug and like being like common as shit, to be fucking perfectly frank, doing what I do, getting as far as I fucking got and doing what I do, sticking with the truth, sticking with light and love. And if I fucking fall off, I ask myself, can you tell me if I'm getting it wrong? And they do. They can be right. I help people every day, mate. Every day. I ain't giving that up.
people get off drugs. I've had people turn to me when they had no one else to turn to, brother. People sat on the top of a mountain top on their suitcase, and they ring me in Wales. And they say, brother, I don't know who else to turn to. What am I going to do? I say, you go back home to that frigging family and you take care of them. They mean more than all of this shit. I put him right.
Bullshit. That's the biggest bullshit story I've heard in a long time. I climbed up a mountain. Bullshit. Who believes, who eats this shit?
He got back to me the morning after. I don't know exactly how I put it. But he said, Martin, I am so fucking grateful. I don't know how to thank you. I'm like,
you managed to get back down that mountain in the morning.
Forget it. No, I do this shit constantly. You think I'm going to give that up? Because that's what it means to me, bro. I'm helping humanity. Contradicting everything you just implied. I'm sorry. You're very wrong. You need to reanalyze your life. You can be loving light.
It's honesty. And shut the hell up about love and light. Love and light. Love and light. That's so new age, Martin.
That, baby, that. You're coming through raspy and noxious in your voice, brother. Everyone can fucking hear it in your posts. Try and lighten up, guys. We're just being love here. And this is like an intellectual debate post.
No, Validation Boy is not used to these hangouts. And it's nervousness. So raspiness. He was quite calm compared to you, Martin, to be honest.
Like we're loading the fucking tub with the bullshit, aren't we? Sorry, John. You're
that's all right. We'll let VB respond. The point I keep trying to make to people is you can focus on emotions if you want, and you can focus on personalities if you want, but you're only going to get as far as where you are right now, which is nowhere. If you want to try and establish facts and maybe even get to the truth, you need to focus on the arguments, the evidence, the logic, and the reason. So rather than focus on VB's demeanor, let's just look at his arguments. VB, do you have any logical arguments, evidence-based arguments you can respond with in response to Martin or my questions about where you're going with all of this?
All I'm saying is that with everything Martin just said, I heard a whole lot of me. I'm so this, I'm so great, I fight for this, and
Me, Martin. I've got to agree. Isn't that all you heard? Me. I done this, I done that, I'm saving humanity. I talked a guy down from a mountain. I do this shit every day. Come on, get real, guys.
I'm so proud of it. You know what? That's fine, dude. I mean, I make my videos and I do it for, very similar reasons. Okay. But what we all really need to do right now is examine ourselves and come to terms with the fact that nobody knows if this thing is a ball or flat. No, we don't know shit, man. We're all completely in the dark. And some of us know more stuff than others, but how do we trust any of that shit anymore? Now it's a matter of coming to terms with the fact that the only thing that matters now is what happens to you after you die.
Well, I'll say with the greatest of respect, VB, it does seem as though you're sort of jumping from topic to topic and claim to claim. It's difficult to have a conversation when you're going from one thing to the next to the next. So what we might do is put a line under that one. But before we do, because I want to move on to one more topic and then wrap the show up. Before we do, both Nathan and Timmy Osman have been pretty quiet. So we'll go first to you there, Nathan. This broader idea of people like you or me or people in the live chat somehow taking other people's energy or doing something wrong. Do you have any basic responses to that, or can we move on?
Nah, I think move on.
And Timmy Osman, we lost you for a bit there, but you're back. Can we? Are you in loud and clear?
Yeah, I can. Let's move on, please.
All right, sweet. So there's one more topic because time.
Let's move on because you can't admit it to yourselves, guys. You can't admit it to yourself. Oh, well. That was fucking hilarious, man. That was hilarious.
But you can't expect everyone.
Anyway, I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. Hope everyone behaved in chat. This is one of the reasons why I done the Hangout as well, so people could exchange what they thought about all this crap at the weekend. Some crazy shit. Like I said, I was practically falling asleep, and all this shit kicked off, and I was up till about 3 a.m. until I fell asleep listening to JLB stuff. It just knocked me out. But interesting times ahead, guys. We'll be expecting a response from Nathan and Pat, and if we don't, well, Antonio could be telling the truth here, or this could all be just a big massive publicity stunt. This could be the reality TV, man. So I'll have a quick look at chat before I wrap this up. Looks like everyone was cool. Laurie kept everything nice and clean, I think. Nice one. 16 watching, and there's only 4 or 5 people chatting. No problem, Matthew. No problem, Lydia. So what do you guys think before I go and chat? What do you guys think? Do you think this Antonio was genuine? Or do you think that Patricia is a narcissist weirdo? You think it's fake? Too good to be scripted. Fake. Genuine. So Laurie thinks it's genuine by Antonio, and Lydia thinks it's fake. I believed him more than usual. I had that feeling as well, Schlumminger. I had that feeling that he was being truthful. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm an empath. Chris, truth seeker, genuine. We'll soon see. Soon see if it's genuine. I take it Patricia Steer's show is cancelled tonight. Does she not usually have a secret hangout on a Monday? I think you're right, John Bob. Skepticism, the reactions to Antonio will be the most telling. I think that's true. Del Croy says, if not true, Anto's greatest performance. I thought he was brilliant in it. I thought even just the way he was explaining stuff, it sounded genuine. It sounded like a genuine story. Like the cooker, the oven story was just cracking me up. Fucking get out! Get out the fucking door! Brilliant. Cancelled it. Oh, she cancelled it. Metafe. Aye, the old Metafe. Right. Well, this is 2:10. Thanks for everybody for coming in, listening to me drivel on. This is just my opinion. I think it could be real. I think this could be real as well, guys. I think it could be the reason why Pat went back. It sounds believable. I don't think I'll let you hear it, but there was a story that Antonio was saying that his niece or his daughter was speaking to Pat. Pat was just looking right through her. And I can just imagine that. Or trying to kiss her and she's pushing her away. Aye, strange times, guys. Strange times. and the drama continues.